Hey guys, it's me Liz and welcome back to my makeup channel. So basically, as you can tell from the title, this is just basically a tutorial on how I do my foundation and brows. So this is it, and this is basically the step that I always skip before I actually do my makeup tutorials. So in a lot of my makeup tutorials, you'll notice that I already have my foundation and brows done and I get straight into it. So this is basically a video just showing you guys that step, just showing you guys how I do my foundation and face and brows. So if you guys are interested in watching this, just keep on watching and I will show you guys how. Hey guys, so basically I'm going to start off by using my foundation. This one here is the Body Shop foundation. I'm going to be using about half a pump and I'm just using my fingers to dot it all over my face. Now I'm going to take a makeup sponge wedge and I'm going to spray it with water to dampen and moisten it. Now I'm going to use this to kind of blend all that foundation into my face. I usually like to use a brush, but it's actually quite dirty, so I'm not going to be using that today. These are just as good, they just take a little longer, but they do the trick. You can also use a beauty blender if you want to. So now the foundation is all blended out, I'm going to go ahead with some concealer. This is the Thin Lizzy concealer in the shade Duchess, and I'm just using a small amount, but as you can see it really does spread out. I'm going to mix this concealer on my face with a little bit of foundation, the one that we just finished using. Because this foundation or this concealer is very heavy and full coverage, that is the reason why I'm going to mix it with a little bit of foundation just to kind of help smoothen it out, and it's going to become a little more blendable. So I basically covered up the areas I wanted more coverage, and then whatever product was left on my sponge, I basically blended that out all over my face for a even coverage. So now we can move on to powders. I'm going to contour my face a little using the Thin Lizzy pressed powder in the shade Hoolla and the brush that comes with as well. Basically I squeeze the brush for areas like getting on my cheekbones, and then I just bring the product up and around my temples, forehead, and back down to the other temple and back down onto my other cheekbone. So if you want to, you can build up the intensity if you want a more kind of intense contour. But yeah, everyone's different. So now I'm going to go onto my nose and just give my nose a little bit of a natural contour by just squeezing the sides of the brush and basically buffing the product into the sides of my nose. Since I'm not going to be wearing any eye makeup today, I'm basically going to use this as a natural eyeshadow color as well, just giving my eyes a little more dimension and a more natural, lively look. So now we can move on to under eyes. So basically I'm taking a lighter shade of the Thin Lizzy pressed powder foundation in the shade Oriental Dull, and I'm using another clean brush, a different brush this time, and I'm just patting that on and buffing it in, blending it out under my under eye area. Now I'm going to squeeze the brush and use the same powder and just place that down the middle ridge of my nose and the center of my forehead. Now I'm just going to blend that out also so it doesn't look too caked. So I'm going to also add some of that to the center of my chin and then blend that up just for a tiny bit of reverse contouring, and I'm basically done. So moving on to brows, I'm grabbing a spoolie brush and I'm going to brush out my brows completely. I like to brush them out straight because my eyebrows are already kind of arched, and also it just doesn't look that good on me when I brush my eyebrows up. So now I'm going to take my angled brush. I'm also using the Body Shop brow and liner kit in the shade 02. It's a eyebrow powder duo, and I'm taking the darkest color on that set and I'm wetting it. I'm actually wetting it with the spray bottle water that I showed you before. I wet my brush and I rub it into the product until I get a little bit of a thicker consistency, until the water thickens up a little bit, and then I'm using that on my brows. So this is actually the product, but it's wet, and I'm basically just going to sculpt out the tail of my brow and the arch, because as you can see with my eyebrows, they're not the best. So basically I fake it and I'm just drawing them in, like using flicking movements as well to kind of mimic hair strokes, and then I just kind of clean it up a little as I go and fill them in. At this point you have hardly any product left on your brush, or you can go ahead and wipe some of the product off. This is when we do the inner part of the brow. Because we want the brow to kind of fade in a tiny bit, like ever so slightly, we use a more softer, more gentle movement and flicking movements as well to give the beginning of the brow a more natural appearance. So moving on to the other brow, you want to do it exactly how we did the first one. I like to basically draw on the tail of the brow though, because it's barely there naturally for me, and just like elongate it, exaggerating the length of the brow, and basically just do the exact same thing that we did before, and you should be sweet. Don't forget to use those hair stroke movements and flicking movements to create a more natural look, and don't forget to kind of use a lighter hand when you come in towards the inner part of the brow, and you should be sweet. And this is all that you need to do. This is the finished completed look. So that is it, guys. That is the finished makeup tutorial. So that is how I basically beat my face. This is how I usually do my face and prepare my face for like when I go to work, or like just an everyday type of, this is my everyday face routine, and this is just how I've been doing my brows lately, and I actually really enjoy doing it this way, as you know, sometimes it's just nice to kind of change your routine up a little and also just try new things. So yeah, that is it. So I hope that you guys found this a little helpful, or even just a little funny, or you know, I just hope you guys had fun watching this, and yeah, I cannot wait to see you guys next time. If you have any comments or suggestions, don't forget to drop them down below. I'll leave my links and everything else down below as well if you guys want to know that. So yeah, until next time, I will see you guys later. But until then, bye!